green screen. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome. Let me let the people know that we are live. Ooh, my face is all over the place today. Y'all, welcome everybody. Oh my goodness. Let me let the people know that we're live. Hold up 1 minute. Shout out to everybody. I didn't even tell the Discord that we were live. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you arrive. Let me know. Hold up. Hey everybody, welcome. Let me know if you're here, please and thank you. Okay, I see people coming through. Hey everybody. Hey. Okay, I see people coming through. All right, this is good. I'm glad. You guys are gonna be like, why are we doing another vertical live? I do apologize. Sometimes the verticals are just easier for me to just hurry up and pop in and just have a chat with you guys. We don't have any transcripts yet, but the thing is, this court ended so late today because everything about what was going on. But I do want to review a little bit of what is happening. Now, let me just make sure that because listen, we get trolled on Vertical ridiculously, ridiculously. But let me let the people know that we're live. Hey everybody! Oh my God, thank you guys for double tapping and hitting that like button. Thank you so much, Audrey. Thank you. We live now, so I wanted to have a chat with everybody. Hi, Age of Aquarius. How are you? I see people coming through. Okay, you guys can hear me? So I'm a timeout troll. Thank you, Luigi. I appreciate it. I didn't even tell the people that we were live. Hey, Vintage Mama, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. When you're like vertical, you always get those weirdo trolls, significantly off the charts weird. So I have to be extra careful. We live now, vertical. Let me let the people know. Shout out to everybody. Good thing I'm not wearing a green shirt because that would be horrible, wouldn't it? It'd be like, or at least green lips or something. Yeah. Anyways, welcome everybody. Welcome. So shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you guys are double tapping to hit the like button. Support the stream. Do what you got to do. I came back. I had to take a rest. Listen, it was a long day. I got up early and we were reporting. Yeah, Bree, we don't have the transcripts yet. The transcripts are late, so they probably won't even get here until like midnight or tonight. So sorry, no transcripts today. Let's see. Hold up. Cassie says, hey, no one has been mowed down by the shady lawyer since we last met. I hope not. Hey, TC, how are you? Hey, everybody coming through. So, thank you. What was I going to tell you? I know it was a little too much. It was a little too much, if you know what I mean. So today, I think we just had all kinds of news. Like at 5 in the morning, let's start right there. At 5 in the morning, a lot of us were getting a lot of news that we were like, where the hell is this news coming from? People were talking about the charges were dropped. The charges were dropped, which, my friends, was not the case. The charges were not dropped. Things were modified in the language for the predicates under the RICO. But there was so much misinformation. And I was a little like, a lot of this was spearheaded, in my opinion, by TMZ. So TMZ talks about it, so then everybody else talks about it. And then it kind of followed through. And I'm so glad that, I went on. I'm not a lawyer, guys. I really am not. I know very minimal. Like, I took some legal courses in the summer. I took a contractual law class, contracts law. I took a couple of courses here and there. But I'm not a lawyer whatsoever. But the way I interpret it was, it's truly like, they have the RICO situation, and there were concerns about the confusion of the juror members, in terms of how they were putting out the information to get this going. Let's see. Lord have mercy. Thank you. So it was kind of like a thing that we had to do. Thank you. Fake news. Shout out to BJ. Oh my God, BJ, I wish I could put your comment up, but I'm like straight live on the phone. Even BJ says, no charges were dropped. It was fake news. It truly was one of those things. And I woke up to it. I think a lot of people, I know we have different time zones. I'm not East time zone, so I'm mountain time. So my time zone is a little bit different, right? So I'm waking up and I'm hearing this. I'm like, what? So I'm going through a lot of sources. I don't think that's right. Then I saw the filings. I said, that's not what the government said. Anyways, listen, I told you guys I'm hooked on phonics on my reading. I am not the best reader or the best comprehender. I think I just made up a word. But I didn't get that charges were dropped. I think that there were modifications for the purpose. It was interesting. Oh, okay, there it is. It was interesting to see that people, what people understood. And I'm glad that BJ did a video to break that down, which was amazing. But in my opinion, I think TMZ waking up to that news, and I'm glad BJ said what she said, because we get a lot of shit as YouTubers when we get something wrong. Okay, we get a lot of crap as YouTubers. Thank you, Joy Miller, for the $4.99. Thank you. Appreciate you, Joy. Um, we get a lot of like crap as YouTubers when we don't get something. I feel like people go hard on us when we get something wrong on YouTube. And honestly, thank you, Joy Miller. I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, honestly, like I've seen it done before where people, YouTubers specifically, they get piled on if they get something wrong. So I find it interesting. You got TMZ who clearly, they have their own little network, but they have a channel here on YouTube, right? So they're uploading their little podcast. They're uploading, and they get more and more views than a lot of channels that are out here, on their own doing their thing. But they can get away with things like that. Can I ask a question? And I need to ask, why haven't we clarified anything about juror number 7 and how TMZ got that information? Did that just magically go away? Are we just magically going to forget about that? People have said, now it's been speculated, and I've talked to a couple people that said that that's not true. People have said that, somebody had leaked information from the defense, to TMZ, and I speculated the same, right? Because they're all like in the podcast and they all kind of know each other and everything. Um, but are we gonna forget about that? Like, I'm having a hard time. TMZ dropped the article. Now they might have figured it out over here on the back end with juror number 7, but I haven't forgotten that. Are we not? Like, TMZ is still reporting like nothing's going on, but what happened to juror number 7? That's the issue that I want to know. You say we need to do a deep dive on Harvey and juror and TMZ. It's like a long awaited. There's been a lot of deep dives there. Samantha, but they put that out there. They put that out there about juror number 7. I have to wonder, like, what's up with that? It's a mystery. Will we ever know, Felicia? Will we ever know? I don't know. You said, no, juror number 6 was kicked out, 7 being questioned. 6 was kicked out, right? We get that. Juror number 7 received text messages asking if he was juror number 6. That information, that is conversation in chambers, right? Off the record. It wasn't in any of the transcripts, and I have all the transcripts up to date. None of the communication about juror number 7 receiving a text message specifically, we don't have that. Where is that? And why isn't media platforms like TMZ held accountable for things like this? You know what I found so interesting? Even some YouTubers didn't want to say that we're out there in the courtroom, didn't even want to put TMZ out there like that. It's all about opportunity. Kind of hard to call people out when you're trying to go out there and, you're reporting on the news, but also, what's up, what's going on. It's just crazy to me. Katie Cat, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Thank you. So yes, and BJ, listen, BJ's video was amazing. I'm glad she did one because, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I only did maybe a 10-minute explanation of it. And I said, guys, I'm not buying the hype. And it was so crazy because even we were still getting people in our chat during our live stream. It irks me. Somebody calling me sweetheart, baby girl, baby mama, sweetheart. You're wrong. And I'm literally looking at the document and I'm just like, are you trying to fight me? Because we could fight. I just don't want to fight. You're trying to do, how that shit gets to me when you know that the person is like dead wrong. And I'm like, are you trying? Yeah, condescending. Thank you. Very condescending. And I'm not trying to be a smartass. I literally have the document though. But Hey, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, baby mama, baby girl, it's baby child. I'm like, mute. Thank you. Yeah, so I forgot about the robe room. That doesn't sound right. I bet Diddy had a robe room, LOL. Now, was there baby oil in the robe room? That's the question. Anyways, all these sidebars that they be having. Abraham, how are you, my love? You are the judge. They need to get it together like this. Get it together. Get it together. Lord have mercy. It was disrespectful, but that's okay. Guys, do me a favor, and the best way to help, because vertical streams suck. Let's be real. Like, they need to get us out in the algorithm more. Double tap the screen to hit the like button. Matt, how are you? Just got home from work on time. I hope everybody's well. Yes, exactly, Jennifer. BJ's video was amazing. Amazing to break that down. I mean, who better than a lawyer who has the experience? I'm nowhere near that. So shout out to her. I know. Hey, Oklahoma. How are you guys? So I left. Hell, I left at like, what time did I leave? 3. I left at 3 Eastern, which is like 1 o'clock my time. I had been live for I think a good 6 hours or 5 hours. I can't remember, but it was a crazy morning. So we started kind of crazy. Now, to give you guys a little like update of what happened during the day, we were supposed to meet at noon Eastern time, right? To have these the charge conference, and we were supposed to do all that. But then they got pushed back, and I fangirled a little bit. Inner City Press totally answered our question completely. You said my face is directly to Diddy's eyes. There you go. Well, like if I get tired, y'all look at Diddy. By the way, this is an AI photo, just so people are aware. Thank you, Beach Life Stranded. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, but it's a green screen. It's all good. Okay, he's right here. He's behind me. He's in the courtroom. Let's see. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord. Thank you. God bless you, trolls. You said I wish I was, oh, Lord. See what I'm saying? Thank you. The evil eyes. Well, this is AI, so keep that in mind, all right? No Diddy face. Kind of scary. Well, what do you guys want? You guys want the courtroom green? I mean, we could do that. I hate it. Vertical is interesting, but I have to do a little bit of both to kind of get us out there. Okay, so the trolls will come in. Let's see. That's okay. I am putting them on timeout forever. Go to sleep. Thank you. Vertical is always crazy, but it's interesting at the same time. You always get the weird people. Thank you. Lord, these are the Diddy bots. Okay. Thank you. Oklahoma, we object to the trolls. Thank you. We do. Yeah, take a nap. Here's another one. Lord have mercy. Okay. So, as I was saying, we left. They pushed back. So I was like, well, I'm going to give it an hour. And if they don't, if we don't have an hour, we don't have an hour. We got to keep going and pushing forward. So at the very least, I was able to pull, I don't have the transcripts, but I was able to pull Inner City Press, right, in their breakdown. So from the looks of it, it sounds like at the very least, there were some things that were modified, some things that were taken out. They made some arguments, like, for example, let's see, on the verdict forms, page 1, any objection? No, no, no. I'm going to take out the reference to the jury being the judges on the fact. I mean, this is going to be a very elaborate type of like form for these, jury. I wonder, and I do wonder whether the jury is going to be so confused by this, as people have made it sound to be. Like they feel like this is going to confuse it. The confusion will lead to either a mistrial or something. Now, don't forget that in the Karen Reed case, if you follow that happened too on the jury form. I think it was the very, very first case, if you know what I mean, where it seemed like the form was so messed up or whatever that they had to call a mistrial. And then here they are back again, and now we actually got an acquittal on Karen Reed. What is going to happen here tomorrow, right? Because they kind of start tomorrow, and then Friday too is when the defense starts. Now, is the defense going to have an actual closing statement, or are they going to have a 20 minutes? All right, we're done, which was just so weird to me that that even happened. I have a lot of questions about where their head is at in all of this. You said that the judge, Auntie Bev, was messy. Yeah, honestly. Honestly. Karen Reed's second jury form was just confusing as the first. There you go. Lawyers said possibly 45 plus jury instruction. 45? Wait, really? A lawyer said possibly 45 plus jury instructions form. So you have to look at this form and then break it down and see what they like, how it all fits in there. Mind you, the jurors are not dumb. But I might agree with you on that. They have, to be clear, okay. They have a lawyer. They have teachers. They have an engineer in the jury pool. They have a lot of good people in there. A lot of good people in there. So keep that in mind. 45 pages? That's a lot. And what is it's a breakdown of everything, of the objections, of the arguments and everything. And then they have to go through each page. They all have to be on the same page over these charges. I don't know. That's a great question. Does the judge read it all to them first? LOL, I hope so. They might. Is it going to be another day where we kind of sleep? Well, honestly, like, there's no more witnesses, right? What else is there to this? There's no more witnesses. There's nothing else. So a lot of questions about this whole situation, but I don't know what you guys think. Let me know. The whole summary. That's right. It's the whole summary. I guess I'm kind of wondering, if it's. I mean, the government said that they were concerned about over explaining it so much so that people don't understand, or the law specifically, right? Are people going to understand the law, right? Are they going to understand how it applies to various aspects? I mean, they were literally asking the judge to make sure that they instruct the jury that if this, then this is what it is. It just seems like and this is a very complex case. I will say that. It feels like it's a very complicated case too. You said, I have never been called to jury duty, so I don't have enough experience, but I'm learning with you all. I've been called to jury duty, but not in a case like this. No way. I mean, I was out for a week. People have asked, well, why haven't they sequestered? I'm like, I don't think that. I mean, at this point, this case is what, like 80% done at this point? It's 80% done. This case is done, basically. It's a lot of questions. Hey, Olsen, thank you. Hit that like button. Double tap to hit that like button. Even the judge had enough today. I know. I was reading. I'm telling you, the judge was like, oh my God. But they really pushed through. What time did they get? They just got done too, I think. Hold up. Let me see. See, the last tweet from Inner City Press was, it's too bad I can't show you. I wish I could. I don't think I'm able to here. See, like this allows me to read. I have to learn how to do this better. You guys said that I need to change my photo because y'all don't want Diddy behind me. You guys are funny. I should have done other screens. I don't have any more photos. But anyways, do I have any other photos? I don't think I do. Let's see. Well, we could do Christina Coram. Let's see. Diddy update. Maybe we'll do this one because it's got like the nice little courtroom in there. There you go. You don't really see. You just see the name. And then Diddy's over here. Okay. After 4? No, they finished later than 4. I want to say they finished. Hold up. So Inner City Press last tweet was about an hour ago, adjourned. So his last tweet was, the judge says the defense is making the application. I think it's fine for Mr. Agnipolo to start on Friday morning. AUSA, you could start later. AUSA for speaking. For Miss Slavic, 10 a.m., 2 hours lunch. 2 hours lunch, then 2 more hours. Judge says fine. I mean, they're literally at the final crunch of this whole situation. But the judge, this was an hour ago. They just finished about an hour ago. So I want to say they finished around 5 or something. AUSA, we object. It's a waste of jury's time to come in on a partial day. July 4th is looming. So, I mean, they're probably going to go into deliberations up until Monday if we really think about it. You know, Monday. That is late, right? But the thing is that, I mean, the jury wasn't there. This was literally just the attorneys that were there. And honestly, like, I mean, it was a free day for them. It was an off day. They got to come back tomorrow and then they got to come back Friday. And those next 2 days going to be a long day. And then they're expected to deliberate, I think, Monday. I think that's the thing that they said. But yeah, 45 pages is a lot, guys. Hey, Maggie, how are you? 45 days is a long, long time. Are they still closing? Are they still starting closing remarks tomorrow? I think so. I didn't hear that they weren't. I don't have the transcript with me. Um, to avoid problems of headings and misleading, because they were still going back. I want to say that they start with closing arguments on the prosecution side first, right? And then the defense starts mañana. Excuse me, Friday. They start Friday. Prosecution starts tomorrow, I think. That's my understanding. So we shall see. But they're going back and forth. There has been some changes in the form too. So let me tell you guys. See if I can hit Inner City Press up. Shout out to Inner City Press, by the way. My goodness. Okay. So he writes, Sean Diddy Combs trial charge conference starts late. Some arguments dropped. Now defense closing on Friday. They're expected to close on Friday. So that is what we have so far. And I'm going to his blog too. They started so late. That's the thing. Yes, thank you. Is it Ken I don't want to say your name wrong. Kentaya Williams says prosecutors closing tomorrow and defense closing or starting Friday morning. That's right. Did they say that whether they were going to take all day? Oh my God. But you know, the opening statements, guys, the opening statements have been crazy in my opinion, because it's kind of like, I don't even know now, like we're in 2 months, right? And I'm going back to like when the defense first started the case and the things that they said. Oh, okay, so 4 hours each. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you letting everybody know. It's going to be an exhausting day, and then they have to take lunch. So this is going to be, I mean, hopefully they alternate between people, but they're going to go through like everything. Listen. They're going to go through everything that we have all like we've already been through every exhibit, okay? They're going to go through everything. Did I turn off my mic on purpose? No, I'm on my headphones. That's why. Let me know if you hear me. Do you hear me, cheeks? I'm on my headphones. I might put both of them on. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. The defense ain't been defense since the day one. Shannon Todd, really? Okay. Yeah, you can hear me? Okay, yeah, I'm on my AirPods. I'm not connected to the mic. So yeah, thank you guys. You said, but yeah, they have to include the wording from today into closing arguments. No sleep for these lawyers. I think they're kind of used to it though, right? Like, especially the AUSA's lawyers. I mean, they're prosecuting people every day. Every day. Thank you, Cheeks. Shout out to Cheeks and my sniper mods and Tinkle Tits. Thank you, Tinkle Tits. Um, thank you, Oklahoma. Tell them to double tap and hit that like button. So I'm wondering, because now it's like, I know a lot of you guys, if you've been following since day one of this situation, think about it. They're going to go through everything that we've already been through. Every message, every tweet. I feel like I've already memorized some of these exhibits in the last 2 months. I think that's just so sad to say that, but maybe that's normal. Night Charm says, how they already know they're going to let him walk on all charges. They're just giving us a small dosage. People think that he's going to walk too. You're not the first person who has said that, honestly. Hey, Infamous. Hey, everybody. Diddy doesn't care if his lawyers sleep. They're going to go through everything. I feel like I've memorized way too much. Like all these messages, I feel like I've memorized them all now. I'm like, maybe because I've been reading them and I'm like, reading the transcripts in a different way. It's just so much, y'all. I'm exhausted by it. But what do you guys think? AUSA usually only does a few cases a year. Really? Venus Blue, interesting. But again, the feds have a 90% conviction rate. I don't know, man. People have said different things. Does the removal of certain predicates on the RICO weaken the case? What do you guys think about that? Does Diddy have, I mean, do people, I don't know. What do you guys think? You said, Rabbit, you were a juror. Would you vote? How would you vote? If I was a juror, how would I vote? Um, can I be honest? Can I really tell you what I think? Y'all gonna, I mean, I'm already getting trolled. Fuck it, whatever. Um, I think I've said it before, guys. I think I've said it. Your verdict is guilty. Um, my opinion. You guys are entitled to your opinion, okay? If I was a juror, I would listen, but I'm biased because I'm a YouTuber to a certain degree. So for me, it's like, ooh, it's a hard question to answer. But especially with the Cassie situation, I can't get away from Cassie. There's a lot of things that I could put in the back of my mind where I'm like, this one I have a lot of questions about. I even have a lot of questions about the kidnapping. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not that I don't think it didn't happen. I just have a lot of questions. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do a poll. I'll do that, One Nation. So, but I can't get over the Cassie situation. I can't get over what's the word? I cannot get over the money situation with Regina Ventura. I can't get over that. I really can't. I have a lot of questions about, and okay, it's not that I doubt all the other witnesses, is that I don't feel like the prosecution did a good job in laying the foundation to the other witnesses. The fire, some of the stuff with Mia's story specifically, some of the Jane Doe stuff, all of these things I feel some type of way about. So let me ask you, okay? Would the question be, if you were on the jury, how would you find Diddy? Maybe I'll ask that. If you were on the jury, how would you find Diddy? Not guilty is going to be the first one because you guys are entitled to your opinion, and guilty. Okay. Now, like I said, I feel like everybody's entitled to their opinion. Y'all figure it out. Let's see. Thank God. Okay. Much respect to those who have served as a juror. Yeah. Um, like I've done jury duty once, and I'll do it again. It's actually a very interesting process. If you guys ever, that was actually on my bucket list. I got to be a juror, and it was a pretty sad case of child essay, alleged essay. Okay, very sad case. And I will say that it was at that time I was fairly new out of school, out of my bachelor's, but I was working in community mental health. So to do a case like that was a little bit different. To actually be there and then having to make decisions about that, it just gives you a different perspective. If you ever get selected to jury duty, I know some people are like, oh God, horrible. It's actually, for me, I found it to be very interesting, probably an experience that I couldn't do now because they don't pay enough for jury duty, right? But back when I was in my 20s, I was like, sure, I'll do some jury duty. And it took me out for the whole week. And the thing is I honestly, like, people in my circle never called me to say, hey, are you doing jury duty? What do you think? Like, for me, I think that I honored the process way too much. Then when I hear about people being stupid with this whole jury duty situation, I don't understand it. I would honor that first of all, because especially in federal court, I'm not trying to go to jail. No, we don't want that. We don't want to go to jail. Um, let's see. Let's see. You did once in your 20s and it was only one day? Wow. Too much. See, Measure Man says too much reasonable doubt. People feel like there's a lot of reasonable doubt. I personally feel like when it comes to Cassie, I feel like I have a better understanding. But as far as the other stuff, there's a lot of reasonable doubt that I have too. I do. I just can't like believe the layers and layers of just things that are in this trial. Like the thing about the Diddy case, it's the Diddy case, and then there's everything else that surrounds the Diddy case. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, like there's the civil cases, which have nothing to do with the criminal, right? But even that, it's just like crazy, all this stuff that's going on there, right? Um, then there's like outside of that, all the people around it, all the celebrities, like Five Dimes, like all these people that have an opinion about it, and people keep like kind of wondering. And the thing is that whether this man is found guilty or innocent, whatever it may be, um, I don't know if people look at him the same way. Um, let's just say, for the sake of conversation, I'm kind of curious for those that are like a measured man was saying that there's enough reasonable doubt, and I know a night charm was saying too. Let's just say that he's found not guilty. Is he gonna be able to come back to? I think the industry will be well receiving of him. I don't think he's gonna have to work to make up for the money that he lost, right? Say that that's the case, but in my mind, in a lot of people's minds, he he's always going to be the person that has a very dark reputation. Does that make sense? And he's going to be the person, unfortunately. I mean, it's just how it is. It's like sexuality is a thing, especially in the industry, especially in a particular in the particular culture, especially in hip hop, R&B, in the music industry. I don't think that he could ever recover the way in which people think that he will. But I want to know what you guys think. I mean, what if he's found not guilty? Is the community going to be well receiving of him? Is he going to lose a lot? Or is he going to gain more? Or is he going to do what, okay, I'm going to throw somebody out there, even though you guys are going to come for my neck. I don't care. I'm used to it. I love you guys. You guys are my regular schmegulars, okay? Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp said, I was the, what is it, crash test dummy for the Me Too movement. Okay? You got to think about when all before the trial, people did come for after Johnny Depp. They did. They did. They were ready to go in at him. So guess what? I don't think Johnny Depp felt like he had a choice. He was like, I'm going to sue. I'm going to clear my name. He had to do what he had to do, right? If he's found not guilty, could this man really clear his name? Let me know what you guys think. You said you see BET is dropping people right now, Measure Man. Really? Hold on. It will open him to a different audience. Again, not open arms to many, but he will be 50-50, right? Maybe it'll open a conversation about sexuality, you know? We'll see. Said, I was on the wrong side of justice during OJ trial. I believe Puff is guilty of all this and worse, says Crystal. I'm trying to read your guys' comments because you guys are so insightful. I really appreciate the conversation. Stella saying he's going to shack up with Russell Simmons. Hey, Russell Simmons, is that man innocent? Hmm? I mean, granted, he's not like it's not like a RICO case, but what about Russell Simmons? Let me know if you believe that. Like, where do you guys stand with Russell Simmons? Hold up, y'all. I gotta put my desk down. I have a desk. It goes down. Um, Let me see what you guys are saying. You guys are so funny. I don't think. Yeah. Chica's like, I'm behind. Let me see what you guys said. The difference is Johnny had an amazing PR team. Even before the trial, Diddy's PR had only gotten worse since Cassie's tape dropped and he's done. Curly Kirby Lucy, I'm so glad you said that. You know what, love? Let me tell you something. Something that people are not saying. The only reason why there's a RICO case right now, had Diddy settled quietly, I don't know if we would have had a RICO case unless the investigation was beforehand. I don't know if we would have had a RICO case today. If Diddy had settled with Cassie, how long did it take? Diddy, less than 24 hours, right? We've never seen that shit before. Less than 20. It happened. The lawsuit dropped on a Thursday, Friday, like this. Would we have had a RICO case if it wasn't for the fact that this lawsuit with Cassie came through. You know what that tells me? We don't have enough protection, not just for women, but for men, for everybody, specifically in industries like Hollywood, right? Where people can feel safe enough to, if you see something, you say something, right? See, I come from the environment of, if it's not your business, then you don't speak on it, right? Some of you guys might say, well, it's no snitching or something. No, like literally, living as a Latino first generation, family of immigrants, you live in an environment where you don't want to shake any tables, keep it down, you don't want people reporting you. I don't want to get reported. I don't want my family getting reported. And it's getting even scarier now. Now, more so. And not to get political, but I'm being honest. And I speak from experience as a Latina. It's getting very scary now. People don't want to report because, of the repercussions that could happen. If you know what I mean. So, you got to be careful. Sebastian, your mama's illegal. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye. Thank you. Let's see. So, it's an industry that I think you have to kind of wonder, well, damn, like a lot of, if this man, if you believe that this is what was going on, he was perpetrating all these crimes for so many years. What did the prosecution said? 20 years of conspiracy. This is an enterprise. What did Brendan Paul say? This HR department was non-existent. That was not a thing. See, Measured Man, you read my mind. You brought up HR. HR is to protect the business. That's right. I used to always tell my team that people are the business, so they have failed. Let me tell you something. I worked in government for 10 years. HR is not for you. The worst thing, if you ever find yourself in trouble, don't be careful with it. This is the crazy part. It's like you're supposed to report shit, right? But I have learned, and I learned the hard way. Get a lawyer, then go to HR. Protect yourself. Because HR is there to protect the company, not you. So when Brendan Paul said this, he was 1,000, young guy. He was 1,000% correct. Yeah, do what you got to do. Whistleblower protection. The problem with that, Kirby, Lucy, is that it has its measures, right? So the way I see it, I mean, literally, I say, oh, hell no. If people say CYA document, do all this shit, I get that, okay? But let me tell you something. You ever find yourself in a predicament where you're struggling with HR or something's going down with HR? And I supervise people, so I saw this shit go down all the time. Let me tell you something. Hire yourself an employment lawyer. Talk to your employment lawyer before you do, and that's crazy, right? Because it's like you're supposed to report. I 1,000% agree. But here's the deal. When you're responsible for people or if you're in an administrative position, things go a little bit crazy when things go down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No worries, Tippy. Shout out to you. So yeah, which is the green light, which means EEOC can go after a class action. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you go into HR, just know that they're there to protect themselves. They're not there to protect you. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. They say they do, but they don't. They don't. Sometimes I think that they make it worse. They're there to protect the company, absolutely. So again, going back to Brendan Paul when he was saying this, this wasn't an organization. One thing that we could say, maybe we can all agree with, whether you believe this man is guilty or not guilty, you really couldn't say shit to Diddy. That's what it sounds like. Let me ask you guys a question for those that feel like this man is not guilty. Do you feel like, because he seems to me as a personality, at least based on the messages that you're reading or at least understanding, he doesn't seem like the kind of person that takes directive well from anybody that's above him. So even though, like when Christina Quorum was texting him and telling him, hey, listen, Don't be going out there doing an drinking and then going on an Uber because that's start shit. She was constantly having to watch his back. And all of that has been construed as, girl, you're covering up. You're a co-conspirator now. And to a certain degree, I kind of feel like, yeah, you are co-conspiring when you're not reporting or you're not saying outside of the organization, you could have gone to law enforcement. But then some people will say, hey, well, she was being loyal. She was doing exactly what her job is doing. She was doing. Some of you guys would kill for a friend like Christina Coram. I'm literally in my mind, y'all. I'm having a conversation that I'm having with myself, where I'm like going back and forth. And please know, I stand on what I've said. I don't feel like personally this man is innocent, but I'm allowing myself to have a conversation about what I'm thinking with you guys. So please don't take everything that I say as fact. It's just a conversation, okay? Um, yeah, that's what I gotta say. Yes, measurement, like an enabler, like a handler. So if she's a top exec, right? And her job is to keep that man happy, okay? So is that at the detriment of her too? So if Christina Coram, if Diddy had put hands on her, would we be singing a different tune? See, that's the thing that we don't know. We don't know if Diddy put hands on KK, right? She hasn't testified. She's not speaking against him. What if that had happened? What if KK suddenly went from KK to then, yeah, I was helping him, but he also put hands on me and I had to do what I had to do. And I kept coming to the job all the time. And that's what I had to do to make this happen, because I'm not trying to lose my job, right? We don't know. We don't know. It's a lot of questions, man. It's just shit that I've been thinking. I was like, yeah, like we don't know. So she was organizing other events or meetings not related to Diddy while he was off somewhere. I don't know, Queen Liz. I don't know. Was he? We don't know what her it was just something that came to me when I was thinking. I was like, we don't know why. Number one, she's a co-conspirator. So the way in which the government has put it, if this man is found guilty, even if he's not, they're going to go after her. They're going to go after her one way or another. People have to remove the emotion and apply the law, and prosecution fell apart after Damien, who filed the case, quit. Oh, the lawyer. Oh, Erica says, I'm just wondering if there's going to be a guilty or non-guilty verdict. It's possible that he might be guilty of some parts. Just curious. That's a good point. Will he be guilty of some parts and not others? I'll tell you, I've said it again. Y'all gonna get mad at me, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it. This case is not clear cut as we originally thought. That I 1000% agree with. Um, but there are some witnesses and some things that I have questions about, and I've said it before more than once. It shouldn't be a surprise. You said he ain't crazy then. He wasn't putting his hands on women with a big role within this company. He knew better. Well, why wasn't he putting his hands on the men? Here's my question to those on the other side that believe reasonable doubt. Okay, like here's my question: would you change your mind if it was if the victims, they're women, right? Would you guys have a different story, or would you guys feel different if he had put his hands on a man? Because he was putting hands on women. But would you feel different if it was a man? Would you put the same kind of value in the testimony, or where do you land with that? I personally feel like, even though, okay, good. I'm glad you're saying that, because he was sleeping with them allegedly. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. Said because he was sleeping with them allegedly. Let me tell you how I knew that there was a difference in the way in which he treated the men and the women, clearly in the company, right? Man, he was paying those men a lot more money, wasn't he? 75,000 to start, 100,000. Capricorn Clark, 65, or at the very low end, and it took her a minute to kind of climb up. You notice that? Higher pay for the men, lower pay for the women, right? No days off. They have to do what they have to do. I mean, that's one thing that I will say, that there was no days off, that they said. I noticed that right away. I said, damn, like, boy, that pay differential was something that I noticed right away. Kind of makes you wonder the value of women that you have in there. Just the little things that you notice. Little things. Yeah, thank you, Mama Jocelyn, for saying that the 23-year-old was making more than Capricorn, who had experience in the industry. Capricorn started when she was 16 with who did she start with? Was it Suge Knights? With Suge Knight, okay? She was very low on the totem pole. And she had experience. She had experience from a different side, right? She came in there with experience. I don't think it mattered. I think that there was a value to, or maybe he just felt like, well, I don't know. And I can't get into his head or anything like that, but I do wonder what that was all about. That just tells me that there was no value to people. Like, he just didn't. I think he shaded Cece because of her history with Suge, and I think Diddy's petty and vengeful. Moni, I think what's the saying? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, because that's what you would do. You would keep your any competition that you have, keep it closer. Because guess what? That competition has connections to your competition. That person who's in your company has connections to your competition. So then you can tap into those resources. Something's going on, you're going to find out right away. Right? I think it's strategic. I guess we'll see what happens. I guess we'll see what happens. But like I've said, and I've repeated myself, I said this case is nothing of what I thought it was going to be. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Let me know in the chat what you guys thought this case was going to be. Let me know what you felt like this was going to be. What did you expect this case to be before the first day? Because let me tell you, we started following this from the jump, from the jury selection time. And I have been surprised to know how wrong I was about a lot of things. I was wrong about a lot of things. So wrong. I can admit to it because I'm good about that. But it's not anything that we all thought it was going to be, if you know what I mean. You said you thought it was gonna. Okay, so Curly says she thought it was gonna be similar to R. Kelly's case. Nothing. Okay, Measured Man said he thought it was gonna be like the Godfather movie. Shout out to Measured Man. I love the Godfather. A lot. Okay, Casey said a lot more celebrities exposed, but there has to be sealed indictments. I thought it was gonna be a lot. I thought we were gonna see a lot of celebrities. I mean, sure, Kanye West appeared, but he's not really party to the case. That is going to be remaining in a mystery. Did Jane Doe go to a Kanye West party in Las Vegas? That's unclear. It's unclear. My only concern for Kanye, well, and not that I care, honestly. I mean, the man is a grown man, and everybody can do whatever the hell they want to with their lives. But when people say Kanye's going to be next, I kind of wonder about that because the lady's walking around with and that's her choice, barely clothing. That's her choice. That's her choice. It's her attire. Um, but are we gonna hear 5 years from now or 10 years from now, I was coerced to walk around with a candy a little candy necklace top and candy necklace underwear. And I'm just being very honest with you guys, because I do wonder, is she going to be one to say, I was coerced to be nude at the, Grammys? I was pushed to do that. I'm letting you guys know. I wonder about that, because this is a very, you mean it's like, is anybody checking in on her? Because I have a feeling that that's what's going to jump next. Honestly, I was coerced to wearing something like that. Well, and the thing is, check this, okay? We're talking about this now in 2025. But if we were to bring this up a couple years later, then people are going to say, well, oh my God, you are victim blaming if she does come out saying something. It's going to be like, really? Well, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that nobody talked to the girl and said, hey, are you comfortable with this? Is this something that you want to do? Or are you like, where's your state of mind, right? I think we have to kind of be mindful that this is something that could happen later, and where our mindsets are at right now that would make us question, where does she stand? You know, you believe it? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I wouldn't be surprised, Rabbit. Okay. Whatever happened to 120 plus cases against Diddy? Did I miss something? Well, that would be for the civil side, not the criminal side, right? Keep in mind, and I've said this before, there's only been three civil cases that we know of that have been mentioned in the criminal case. Three. That's what I counted. There might be more, but that's the three that stand out to me clearly is Cassie's, John Richard's, and Bena Brianna Bangolo. Bangola or Bangolo? It's crazy, man. And now, Tyrone Blackburn is getting exposed with all this shit too. There's another one too. Oh man, you can't make that up. Like, that's so crazy. You have to kind of wonder. Mind y'all says you never know what is going on behind closed doors. There you go. So you have to kind of, it's just a question that I have. Are we going to see a situation in 5 years from now where this woman is coming forward and said, listen, I didn't want to wear these outfits, and he made me wear these outfits publicly. I didn't want to wear these outfits. I was part of this lifestyle and I didn't want to do it, but he made me do it. I feel like we're watching something. It's just happening all over in front of us. The narrative of a lifestyle didn't hit me well with the regular public. Trying to justify it, normalize it, felt flat on many, says Jennifer. Gotcha. Um, you said, can't believe he ran over the server. By the way, Tyrell Blackburn ran over a 66-year-old man who was trying to serve him papers for the Fat Joe lawsuit. He said, no, bitch, I'm out. He started driving. Mm-hmm. He didn't say it like that. I'm literally just making that shit up. But, I have to be comical. But, yeah, that's what he did. I thought somebody brought it to my attention this morning, and I literally had a reaction. I said, oh, God, I know you guys are lying. The man was a 66-year-old process server. Tyrone Blackburn gets in his little car. He puts in his shades. Okay. And then he starts driving out. He's like, the guy puts his foot in the tire and he backs it up. He's like, no, bitch, I don't. And by the way, did he get served after he ran over his foot, or what happened? He ran over and then he like, I'm out. And then TMZ caught up to the story and he got charged, arrested and charged. That cannot be a good look. I don't care what you say. That can't be a good look. Like, Lord have mercy. Lord have Jacqueline, I literally, because I found out about that shit this morning. I thought the person that said it in my chat, I said, you're lying. Tyrone Blackburn was not arrested, and long behold, he was arrested. That story is crazy. That story is crazy. A lawyer needs a lawyer. What did we say this morning? He's like, man, he should knight that man. Isn't that, well, first of all, Suge Knight, horrible situation that happened. He killed that man, but he I was ready to block that person for you right, Abraham. I had a moment. I said, I'm blocking you for misinformation. I'm like, let me go check this. And I Google search it. First article that comes up, Tyrone Blackburn arrested. I said, oh my God. And so everybody's exposing Tyrone Blackburn right now, which I think is, I mean, hell, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. I just cannot. You said the House of Cards name Hollywood will fall soon. Ooh, wee. Um, you said priests, preachers, lawyers, politicians, cops, etc. The list goes on. So many of them that align themselves with Hollywood, right? So many of them. They do. They do. Uh, uh, it is what it is. Tyler Perry should be interesting too. Tyler Perry's situation is something else. I haven't looked at it to an extent. Like I'm literally, once this trial's over, we'll have a different story. If man is found guilty and if they do go after KK, that is something that I do want to cover. I definitely want to cover KK. I want to understand the case against her a little bit more, and I'm trying to understand it a little bit more than what it's been presented. Because I don't know. Then we have D-Rock, okay? Then we have who else? I don't know. Roger Bonds. Roger Bonds is like in hiding. He has done interviews before. I don't know where he's at. People say that he's in hiding. People are getting exposed every day, every day from this circle. I mean, I just heard people say something about Gene Deal. I said, what? Was it Ticket TV? Shout out to Ticket TV. He said something. I don't know. I haven't watched it, but I wonder. You said elite misogyny has run its course. Yeah. You said that's why the other companies are redacted because they are in negotiations in terms of Tyler Perry. And Oprah, did somebody call Oprah? How's she doing? I don't know, man. Oh yeah, Fahim is one that needs to be looked at. I wonder. There's just so many that were in this circle that we know of. Too many. I know where's BJ's web. BJ needs to do the web. BJ needs to do the web. Um, it's a lot, but I guess the more and more things get exposed, we're finding out different things. I guess we're gonna find out. Let me see what this poll says. So 255 votes. If you were on the jury, how would you find Diddy? 18%. Look at this. For those that said not guilty, it's a very low percentage. Okay, 18% not guilty and 82% guilty. It's an interesting poll. Very interesting poll that you guys it's a very low number. 256 votes. I guess we'll see. That it sounds like they'll start deliberations what, Monday? Then we'll go from there. But this morning was crazy. I will say the clickbait this morning was just intense. And see, these were some of the people that were actually in the courtroom, guys, that were clickbaiting this. TMC's got somebody in there. We had some YouTubers that were doing it too. Oh, Diddy, no charges. I said, I know what? That was crazy, that whole situation. Waking up this morning to a bunch of messages about, oh, he's walking. I'm like, what? I didn't get that. It was crazy. Still being clickbaited on TikTok. Really? I'm like, how do you say that this man has all the charges have been dropped if he's still behind bars? And the thing is, I don't know. I have a TikTok, but I'm hardly over there. I think it's just they're a little bit like I think the clickbait is more forgiven over there than it is here on YouTube. I don't know. You said some click. So did anybody redact the clickbait? That's crazy. Well, I mean, are they trying to change the public's opinion? Mims, said, hey, this is how it was. He gave the correct information. BJ gave the correct information. BJ said she was going to do a FOIA, the 911, to see who called it in. Wait, who called in what? It's crazy, man. It is crazy how all this goes down. They're trying to change public opinion. Wow. There are many innocent people in prison and many criminals walk free. Okay. I just have a lot of questions. Everyone loving some misinformation. You have to wonder. You have to wonder what all of it is for at the end of the day. The lawyer guy got arrested. I know that's great. We were just talking about that. Yeah, some corrected and elaborated more. Gotcha. Did you? You reported all the liars for misinformation. I saw people were getting dragged in the comments. I was like, well, damn. People, because people, like I said, and I meant what I said earlier. TMZ can report whatever the hell it wants, and we're just a YouTube channel. If we misinform people, for me, it's like I carry that because it's like I actually like my subscribers, I like my supporters. I like to make sure that if I get something wrong, I'll tell you guys, hey, I got something wrong. And I know BJ likes her supporters too. Like we like our regular people that support the channel. So yeah, it gets to us when people are misinforming people or if it's TMZ because it feels like we hold a bigger responsibility on YouTube. Um, and we care about it. Uh, I don't know. I guess everybody's a little bit different. I don't know. Sure, you can build a platform off of misinformation. People do it all the time. All the time. They always do it. But yes. Um, let's see. Yep. You said the social media misinformation campaign against Diddy is 10 times bigger than the actual case he's fighting, and that's the main reason people want him convicted. And you know what, Byron? Look, I can agree because I think I just asked earlier, is this case what you guys thought it was going to be? For me, I feel like a lot of us were misinformed. Even after we had the whole charging document, we had the indictment, right? But a lot of us were led by people that talked about kids with, Diddy had minors, there's tunnels, there's a tunnel in the tunnel in the tunnel. People got Diddy tapes. People were at parties that they weren't even invited to. Some of these people were like never really has-beens in the industry who said that they were somehow related or knew or cousins or something. I agree with your statement, Byron. As much as you and I don't see eye to eye in some of the stuff, I actually agree with what you're saying. Because not everything is the way in which it's being portrayed is accurate. Um, that's right. You remember he is suing NBC, that includes CMC, and this is all just shows humbling at the expense of real victims. Yeah. Um, yeah. Blair says, yes, I think that there's some major protection happening here. What happened to Lainisha? Listen, man, let me stop, man. Let me stop. That was too much. Um, anyways, moving on. That's what I'm saying. It's like this case wasn't what it was meant, what it was panned out to be. It just wasn't. It really wasn't. Um, if you know what I mean. So I think it's important to know that you could say but two things can be true. There could be a huge campaign of misinformation, and then there could also be a huge campaign of disinformation, and a huge campaign that it's like just maliciously trying to target Diddy with some of the untruths or truth. It just really depends how you look at it. There could be multiple truths to this situation. But yes, but this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And I'm just speaking from my experience. I don't think that outside of the indictment, and I should have really, in my mind, stuck to the indictment because there was a lot, if you know what I mean. Wait, your favorite lawyer? That's for the FOIA. Who's in the FOIA? Uh, Tyrone Blackburn? Are they going to pull the police? Is who? BJ? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I never even thought. That's right, because there would be a police report. Dang. Dang. Wow. Y'all are crazy. Um, Oh, for the yeah. For the lawyer, that would be Tyrone Blackburn. He was the one that got arrested, right? Isn't that what we're talking about? I guess. Oh, I'm curious. Well, that'll be an interesting little FOIA report. Honestly, that'll be interesting to see. No worries. I'm wondering. All right, guys. Well, I gotta go. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to everybody. The trolls, I hope you double click and hit the like button. It doesn't hurt to just double tap and hit the like button, please and thank you. Y'all are amazing, and I guess I'll see you guys mañana early in the morning. I gotta get some rest. I have not received the transcripts. Y'all, I need to touch up my hair. Look at this. The purple is going away. We need a touch up. We need a little touch up. Maybe we'll do that when I get a day off or something. Um, thank you, Veronica. You guys, I'll see you guys mañana in the morning. Get up, get your coffee. I need to rest. I'm tired. But bye. Have a good night. And thank you for those that supported today. Thank you. I will see you guys mañana. Bye, guys.